All right, Coach. We'll just take your opening comments, just overall thoughts after this match.
Yeah, I think it was a great bounce back. We played 7 matches in 7 days last week, 3 of them, which were 5 setters. So I think the team was gassed, and we learned a lot through it. We had a good week of practice. We showed up ready to play today, kind of dipped a little bit, but we're able to sub some people in, and that's what you want to see is when you put subs in, team gets better. We were able to pull off a win. It's always great to win in college volleyball. Feels good, and we're excited for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, obviously you just mentioned it. You start off pretty strong, and then Middle Tennessee takes that second set. What's your message just to the team to stay strong? Obviously, something worked because those final 2 sets. I feel like obviously it was somewhat close, but you really took care of business.
Yeah, I think that's the really hard part about volleyball is you can have a great first set, but then it's 0-0. And sometimes just, whether it's a good serve by the other team or you have a few errors, your confidence can go out the window quickly. And, we have a lot of young players. We've got 2 sophomores, 3 or 4 freshmen starting at times and getting playing time. They're just going to have to keep learning through those moments of, hey, what can I control? Can I take the bad out of that and turn it into something positive in the next set, if we drop a set. So credit to the team. I thought they kept battling. They kept their minds fresh. They listened to the feedback we gave them as coaches. Our subs went in and did a great job. And that gives me a lot of confidence for the rest of the year.
What did you see out of Coyne? I mean, you talk about confidence. It really seemed like her confidence grew even just within this match. I know we've talked about, some of your freshmen throughout the year, but, what do you see out of them, even just growth within the matches themselves?
Yeah, I thought she had a great match. And, she worked really hard this week in the film room, kind of watching some of the defensive stuff. Offensively, she's really creating good habits this early as a freshman. So it's exciting to see her have a big match like that. Obviously good job by the setters for finding her because she was, hitting at a really good clip. And, she's the future of this program. I said it after the Ohio State match. That was my very first recruit. She was the first person who committed. She understood the vision. She understood that, her freshman year was going to be a battle. But we were going to keep getting better and have a window to be good and win matches. And she's got to be a big part of that. So it's really, really awesome to see her have matches like that. In a week and a half, she's had 2 or 3 matches where you're like, wow, this kid's really good. So it was a great job by her.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, great game from her. She led all players with 17 kills. And also, as you mentioned, setters played a large part. Cam Utley had a career-high 31 assists. How have you seen her get more comfortable as well?
Yeah, I think that, we're asking her to be in a really disciplined system, and where, when you're in a 6-2 a lot of the times where you play both setters, the other team knows that and they attack that. So you have to really convince your setters. You've got to play defense. You've got to communicate well. You've got to be great from the end line, and the rest is just kind of a learning thing. So it was, didn't bring this up, but that was her former coach. So I think that was kind of funny and cool. And I was happy for her to get a dub. And she played great, and she's still a work in progress, as she would tell you. But, she was fantastic from the end line. She really played hard on defense, and then she was able to find Lauren a lot. So good job by her. She's getting better too. She's only a sophomore, and I'm excited for her the rest of the year.
Yeah. One last question for you. Obviously, Lindy has been getting more action, especially from the service line, and she really seems to have made an impact. Leads the team in aces per set, and led us again today. I think she tied the match high with 2. How have you just seen her impact, especially from there, and just in general, just what all can she provide to the team?
Yeah, I think she's still young in her process, but she brings something that you can't coach. It's intangibly her attitude, her effort, her fire. She got that last kill, and turns around and in the gym erupts, and we need that. You don't necessarily need a whole team of that, but I think she just plays so hard with so much passion. She cares about Miami. She loves Miami. Her parents went here. That's a kid who you trust, and that the future of your program is in good hands when you've got a kid like that. So I'm pumped for her, her development. She had a tough week. She didn't practice for 2 or 3 days where she had a jammed thumb, but was able to get in there and make an impact.